Welcome to round 3 of the Australian Touring Car Championship Velocity Racing League's third season. We're here at Sandown and ready to go for the first round of 2022. It's going to be a big 2022 round here for sure. We are about 5 minutes into this qualifying session. We'll start a little bit later tonight, but Dennis Goonan currently leads the way. 1 minute 14.375. Very much a power track. We're watching one of the Jaguars at the moment, big V12 engine under that bonnet, and set blast onto the main straight now. They are very quick cars around here. Those two long straights helping them out for sure. Harry Keel, 14.430. He was into the 13s in practice.
User joined your channel.
I'm seeing that a couple of people are getting kicked.
A couple of people are getting kicked.
Ben Wiley, Janos Mullen and Jack Callister has been kicked out.
I can only say real penalty. But it's annoying. If you're considering purchasing Real Penalty through their brand new business model of Patreon, don't. It's a piece of crap. It's got bugs, but he won't fix it because he's like, oh mate, I want to... Yeah, anyway. Try and work this out. And in the meantime, you can listen to the sounds of some of these cars.
Isaac, if you teleported the pits, you can't go out again. Sorry, mate. if you can't make it back, I hope you can make it back. But if you can't make it back, then you'll have to teleport back, and that'll be the end of your quali. Sorry, mate.
User joined your channel.
I was just watching Molnar, and he went and did an outlap, took like a whole minute, got to the end of the back straight, then got kicked. God. Yeah. So the people that can't qualify, they're just going to put it at the back? Unfortunately. Yeah, okay. Huh? Oh, that's right.
User left your channel.
Well, anyway, so this this qualifying session, Harry Kill goes to the top, will count. We're gonna have to like shut the server down, manually set the grid, and then try and turn the penalty off. Yeah, it's a bitch of an app, don't use it. Harry Kill from Paddy Donnelly, Dennis Saplino, Mishiro Osaka. Well, actually, 4th place. Isaac Norman in 5th. Sam Sagason, Jack Callister, Ronald Williams, Dana McKee, Will Lambert. So some very different names in that top 10. Except maybe the top 3. Which is good to see. There's no Jack Meredith, no Bryce Smith this round. No Carl Fando, no Chris Munro. Quite a few big names missing. But nonetheless, still have some good competition on our hands. Jack Callister who has rechecked his livery a little bit. He's car number 1 now. And a little bit of silver to that solo Commodore. Comes up the back straight. Will Lambeth is up into 8th now. Just ahead of him is the Ford Mustang of Ronald Williams, who is just behind him on the timing tower. Golf livery number 17. Appreciate your patience as we try and work this out. Oh, big crash into the wall hard for Will Lambeth. He ran out wide, coming into turn number 6, and I imagine we're going to see a couple of those as we end qualifying here. Paddy Donnelly leaping over the curbs. He's up in Sector 1 by a decent margin. Could well be on for pole position here if he can keep this up. 2 corners, 1 corner now to go, and then this long last down the main straight.
Do you want to make that announcement, Dave, one about this server?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, okay, cool. Cheers.
User left your channel.
Paddy Donnelly to the line. He does take pole. 13.765, fastest time we've seen all weekend. And Harry Keel will have to settle for 2nd place. VL snatches it once more. So 3 different manufacturers, top 3 grid spots. And is that 4 different cars? Is at the moment Jack Callister still yet to finish his lap. One down to turn 10 now.
That's qualifying over. Just wait 1 minute while we're getting stuff sorted. You'll hear Sharma's voice next. He'll tell you what to do.
So Jack Callister, that's Nicholas Gregg, by the way, in the background that you can hear. Race director for this evening. Paddy Donnelly, Harry Keel, Daniel Cicluna, Jack Callister, Sam Sagason, Mashiro Osaka, and then it is Isaac Norman, Will Lambeth, Ronald Williams, Dana McKee, Nash Murdock, John Elliott, Josh Hill, Lee Childs, Phil Fergs, Brian Cardi, and then Ryan Snooks, Chris Bradley, Mark Trenery, Vince Mangione. Is that everyone? That's everyone that's in. Oh no, Mike Crick as well. Then Janos Molnar and Ben Wiley and Nick Mello are trying to get in, but failing pretty spectacularly. It's not going fantastic. We appreciate your patience. We're going to take a break, hopefully sort these issues out, and come back shortly with the first race of the evening. So I'm really impressed how many people have stuck around, but then I'm the concurrent viewers graph updated to 2. So thank you for sticking around. You'll be rewarded with a race in a moment. We'll go live now to the grid at Sandown. There's our medical car. Have you seen our safety car? Look at the guy who drives it. What a legend. He's got the top hat and all. Sorry, top hat. Fedora. Check out that beauty. And that's where the other car should go, but it wasn't me in yet. Here's our grid for tonight. So Harry Keel is starting from the 2nd position. Paddy Donnelly's got the inside line for the first corner in his VRL Commodore. So we close in on the race start now. It's going to give us a good angle at the start. Yep, there we go. So we've got about 2 minutes to go. Oh, people are back! Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking around. We're ready to go for race 1 of the evening.
Yep, it's working.
That is Nicholas Gregg in the background that you can hear from time to time. He's our race director and you'll get a live race control feed. Fancy. And turn his sound down a little bit. There we go. Oh, I've clicked the wrong thing. Okay, never mind. Right, 40 seconds to the start of the race. This is race 5 of the championship. Paddy Donnelly from Harry Keel. Mulder's still getting kicked. Why? I've literally turned it off. Oh my god, have I not hit save? No, it's fine. Okay, well there's something else at play there, I think. But anyway, we're ready to go for this race. Lights are coming on. Paddy Donnelly on the inside. Harry Keel and the Jaguar alongside. There's a couple of cars. Pit lane, is there? And away in racing. Donnelly's going to lead him down to the first corner. He's got the inside, running neck and neck with Harry Keel. Just squeezes him out through the first corner. In the background, it looks fairly clean all the way through. There's one car off in the background. Oh, there's many cars off.
Safety car deployed, safety car deployed.
There you
no
go.
overtaking.
Safety car out, as there's been some pretty chaotic goings on at the back of the field. It looked alright.
But no overtaking.
Until, yeah, the back of the field got into view and then it started to kick off. Paddy Donnelly still leads the way, having completed one corner under green flag conditions. And now the safety car is out. 20 lappers, these two races tonight. Oh yes, okay, great. So I think we're starting to get the issues sorted. As as our safety car comes out onto the track. It makes a lot of noise, actually. Don't think I've properly heard it. Going at full song like that. If I say full song, it's leading a massive field at 8 kilometers an hour, but go on board with it. So I'm trying to figure out who was in that accident at the start. It would have been pretty much anyone in the back 5 or so. I've not got a replay as such, but I have got a YouTube live stream archive. So one of the cars off in the back looked like a Dynamo Kigi. That was the one that was turned around on the out in the grass. And then beyond that, Lee Childs looked to be involved. There was a car sideways with a Volvo. Is it the Volvo? Might be the Volvo of John Elliott, and that makes sense because he's in 18th at the moment. Safety car will probably be in next lap. Leaves the field underneath that bridge. Paddy Donnelly remains your race leader. So I can only imagine.
Who was that again?
It was either too many cars wide or one that was trying to be too optimistic at the first corner, ended up piling into everyone.
Yeah, Fergs, you can keep racing. Just join at the back of the pack. Safety car will be in this lap, safety car will be in this lap.
There you are. There's the word, safety car going to be coming in. A 1:35.025 is the last lap for Paddy Donnelly. And they'll be going about 15 seconds a lap quicker. More like 20 seconds a lap quicker. Once they get back under racing conditions. Short sprints, 20 laps. And seen quite a few interventions in the safety car. Especially at Simmons Plains 3 weeks ago, just before the Christmas break.
Safety car lights out, the leader now has control of the pack. No more weaving or erratic movements. No overtaking before the finish line. Yeah.
There you have it. So, safety car slides into turn number 6, and now we're waiting for Paddy Donnelly to come round and lead the field back to green. So the control line is interesting. It's all the way down the straight at the starter's box, which is in front of the main grandstand. It's pretty much at the braking zone for turn 1, and of course you can't overtake until then. So I imagine we'll may well see Paddy Donnelly hold up the field a fair bit here. Harry Keel is in a very powerful Jaguar, would become even more powerful with a bit of slipstream assistance, even though these cars
Green flags,
tend to
you're a captain
slipstream
when you
too
want.
much. And yeah, he's holding him up a treat. There he goes, away and racing once more. Big line of single file ATCC cars rocket down the main straight at Sandown, and it's Paddy Donnelly who leads them from Harry Keel, Daniel Cicluna, Jack Callister, Machiro Osaka, Will Lambeth, Sam Sagason, then Isaac Norman, Ronald Williams, Josh Hill, Brian Coyote, and then Mike Crick in 12th. There's a bit going on at the back, so Wiley's ahead of Elliott and Childs ahead of Snooks, and look at this side by side. Nick Mello, who had some problems in qualifying, trying to make his way back through the field. There's a car turned around, that's Ryan Snooks in the Jaguar. And he got caught up in a bit of chaos there with Nick Mello. So, watch now, side by side, someone's going to have to yield. coming up through turn 6. We saw a lot of people not yielding through here and ended up with one or even both in the wall through turn 6 in the supercars round. Seems like Asen holds off here. There was a car that went straight on there. That was Coyote in the DR30. And was it Isaac Norman? It was Norman. Excuse me. And Chris Bradley also off the road down there. Watching Harry Keel as he comes into, on board from Harry Keel, watching Paddy Donnelly in front. Comes through turns 2 and 3. Like I said, a very powerful car, this one. It's a bit of a dog in the corners, but will certainly excel here, probably at Bathurst, with those 2 very long straights as well. Vince Mangin is dropping down the field a lot. He must have run wide at turn 1, and there's a couple of identical looking DR30s, Coyote and Molnar. Big trainer cars here. Car off the road, that is Mangin, who's decided to just get out of the way of everyone there. We'll go back up towards the front. We'll watch, we'll keep an eye on Arasaka here, who's coming down the main straight in pursuit of Jack Callister. Dennis Cluner ahead, about 5/10 of a second between him and Keel, who's another 5/10 to Paddy Donnelly. Look, you can see these 3 pulling a gap already, 2.2 seconds. And I think this is going to be the story of this first race, is how far ahead these 3 can get, and the battle between them for the race win in this first race. I think Dennis Cluner's had 2 wins already. Am I right? He won one in Adelaide, certainly. I think he won one at Simmons Plains as well. But yeah, these first races, he's usually pretty unstoppable. Then has trouble getting back through the field again. Josh Hill is well into the wall at turn 6. That's going to be pretty severe damage, as it often is when you go off down there. Car number 30 still has to wait for, well, the entire field to go past, and gets going again. Three very distinct sounds, a Holden, a Jaguar and Nissan as they come up to turn 6. Fearsome corner, that one. Extremely fast, and you have to make sure your car's out of there in square, pretty square, because turn 7's a little flick over a curb. And Keel's right on the back of Donnelly out of the last corner. Mike Crick and Lee Childs have had it coming together. Oh, Mike Crickson buried in the wall. Right in that guardrail. Half the car's in, half the car's out, and he's gone back to the pit lane as you would expect.
Yeah, I'm lucky he's going to have to go to the pits, and that's race over, I'm sorry.
No. If it's getting stuck in a wall, he's able to rejoin.
Oh, you're able to go out. You can still go out, Mark. You can go back to pits and keep racing.
We're watching here Sargason and Arisaka up through towards turn 6, side by side, bumping. And Sargason's grabbed a massive chunk of curb, trying to hold side by side with him. Now a chance for an outbraking manoeuvre here, potentially. Not quite. 5th place, this is over. 2 Skylines going at it. Skylines are 3rd, 5th and 6th at the moment. We're seeing a fair few different manufacturers actually. Ronald Williams doing very well in the Ford. He's sitting in 8th at the moment and seems to really gel with that Ford well. Still side by side, these two. This is a battle that's raging on a bit. Bumping and rubbing, and we'll watch from Will Lambeth, who's just behind. And losing the back end, Mashiro Osaka, who was just trying his best to hang on to it. Won't hold the position, could find himself vulnerable to Will Lambeth as well. And he does, so Lambeth looking around the outside up into turn 6. Could be on for the 6th position on the road. And I'll tell you what, that Ford Mustang, the Golf liveried car of Ronald Williams, is right there too. Watch John Elliott, who was, well, we saw him sideways in that first corner accident, and he's worked his way back up into 12th. Turbo-powered Volvo. Which is another car we don't see much of, actually. It's always good to have a little more variety on the grid. He's on the back of Ben Wiley, who's the newcomer. One of the newcomers. Along with Molnar and Isaac Norman. Isaac Norman, yeah. Look at these big trainer cars, though. Wiley, Elliott, Trenery, Coyote, McKeague, Fergs. Wiley's going to hold the position through position 11 through turn 6, 7, 8 and 9. And on the short blast 10. Actually, this is
They seem to be working. Maybe it's just a visual glitch on your end.
Elliott and Wiley side by side. And right there is Mark Trenery, the red Holden. And well over the curb there was Wiley. I'm not quite sure what happened there. He's ended up, yeah, well out in the grass, and he's stopped on the side of the road. Trying to get going again. Coyote and Fergs. BMW versus the Skyline. It's going to be the DR30 that wins that one, is it? Yep, up the inside. Has that advantage, can cut him off. And McKeague's right there as well. We'll quickly jump back to the front. It's only 0.3 of a second between Keel and Donnelly. Sounds like they're coming up to lap cars, because that's an RX-7 that I heard.
Everything good, Ben? Ben Wiley, that is.
Is he still stopped down there? He might be. Yeah, he is. So he's still stopped at the last corner, and we're not sure why. That's Nicholas Gregg just trying to get in touch with him. bit of a lock-up, Paddy Donnelly. Sounded like it. Could well just be a sound glitch, who knows. But look, Harry Keel, he's much closer and hasn't got the exit required. Oh, he stopped on the entry of pit lane. Oh, that is an ugly place. There's no pit stops required, being only a 20-lap affair, which we're 12 laps into, by the way. 13 now as Paddy Donnelly crossed the line. He was a little bit faster than Keel there on that lap by 0.2 of a second. And the gap reflects that. We'll go a bit further back. This is giving us a good chance actually to have a look at what goes on further down the field. It's less chaotic this race than some of our last few, but they've still been really great racing to get you entertained. So we get to see what's going on a bit further back with Ryan Snooks and Josh Hill here. Isaac Dorman in the back as well, who seems to be a fairly quick character, although 19th place wouldn't say so. But genuinely, he was quite good in qualifying. Ben Wiley's disconnected and then reloaded into the server, it seems, so might have a chance to go again. Here's Josh Hill in the BMW. Tries to hang on to the back of Ryan Snooks, who runs wide, and he gets down the inside. This is over 17th position. And Snooks is going to power ahead in that Jaguar. Makes it all the more difficult to pass if the car ahead of you has a V12 engine. And your little 635 CSI is not quite as powerful. Potentially vulnerable here to Isaac Norman as well, who pulls up alongside. Down into the last chicane. A chicane that, no, it would have been there actually at this time. And now that Josh Hill's got the run, but he's probably going to get swamped by these two cars. Yeah, he is. So it's so frustrating on a track like this when you're in a BMW. Just wait till, I don't know, Lakeside or something where it's a bit less. Power needed. Should we have chucked Winton on the circuit as well to like to kind of put the balance in between this and Calder? Anyway. Isaac Norman's also gone past. Chris Bradley is off down at turn 6, and he's going to rejoin the track. Oh, we got out ahead of Mulder, thankfully. Oh, we catch Bashir Arisaka there doing a big slide coming onto the back straight. It's not going to do him any wonders in his battle against Will Lambeth. Ronald Williams and Nick Mello just behind have been watching. I've been watching that gap fluctuate. Looks like they've got quite a good battle going on. Holder versus Ford. It's not very often we get to say that in this series because we're in 1986, well, except the VL and the R31, where the Fords weren't as competitive, it seems. And then they built the Sierra and flogged everyone around the world. Big slide out the last corner for the Mustang. Down the main straight. This is over 8th position on the track. Go on board with this Ford actually. It's not often we get to see it. Oh, F6 cameras need to change, don't they? Look at that. Absolutely tailgating. Norman and Bradley have had an incident. I wonder if that's at turn 6 again. It may... Oh no, it's further down the road. As we continue to watch this battle. Nick Mello is very good at this tailgating thing. I hope he doesn't do it on the actual roads, but... Dennis Secluder, who's going for second place, looking down the inside of Harry Keel in the Jaguar, and he's going to slide past him, so manages to get the exit. That's Ryan Snooks, who spun off just behind them in the other Jaguar. I believe 2 Jaguars in the field. Looks to do that on his own. Paddy Donnelly continues to lead this race. Has he won a VRL race before? Jack Meredith should be in the chat telling me if he's won a... I'm going to pull up the VRL stats. Let's hope not too much happens while I'm trying to find the stats channel. There we are. Lee Child's had it off. That's down at turn 2 Dandenong Road. And Mello is in the grass trying to get past Ronald Williams. Has a look down the inside here and he's going to make the move stick. No, he's not quite. Could have a chance coming onto the main straight here. Rubbing doors, those two. Extremely close to one another. Patrick Donnelly has had 2 race wins before. There we go. So I'm completely wrong. Wonder what they were. Last one on the 6th of November 2020, so been a while between drinks, but here's a stats guy in here as well, as Mello tries to get past some lapped cars as well. This is Chris Bradley, and I believe that's Vince Mangian in the back as well. So both of them have navigated the Toyota, but not the Nissan as of yet.
Chris Bradley, blue flags,
There we go, he's got out of the way now. And now Ronald Williams is going to try and take advantage. Looking around the outside. Mello holds the position. 8th place. Donnelly's pulled out the gap to 1.3 seconds, so a pretty decent margin. And enough, I would say, to have a crack at winning this one. Big slide for the Ford Mustang, but it was the VK Commodore that ultimately took to the grass and ran across it with Nick Mello behind the wheel. They still both hold their positions, and Mello's starting to pull the gap a bit. We'll go back to the front. Here's the Olympic Donuts car. Not since the 6th of November 2020 has Paddy Donnelly won. I should have this in a book in front of me so I can quickly flick through it. No, that's far too forward thinking. Who am I kidding? Last lap of the first race. Josh Hill in the foreground there. He sits in 16th. He's in no man's land. 10 seconds to the next car, 13 seconds to the car behind, who are both engaged in battles. Tell you what, Cicluna's right there. Down to Cicluna. If he gets any mistake from Paddy Donnelly in this last corner, and it could be the win for Daniel Cicluna, but he's not going to get it. There's a long way down to the finish line. Cicluna's going to try and pull alongside, but it'll be Paddy Donnelly who takes the win. His first race win this season. Meanwhile, in the back here, look at Jack Callister and Sam Sargason running to the line side by side. It's going to be Sargason who takes that one. And I feel that's going to be a scenario that's replicated in quite a few places with such a long run to the line. And as I say that, doesn't look like to be any changes. It still hasn't given me a time for Sargason and Callister, as in what time they finished. I don't know if I can figure it out. It was pretty close. But it was definitely the Nissan ahead by about a third of a car's length. Coyote comes across in 15th in the DR30, as the highest ranked DR30, I believe it is, yes. Molnar, Norman,
Okay, that is race 1 complete.
Bradley.
Make sure you stay in the server, because it will just automatically switch over for the next race.
So Paddy Donnelly wins that one, and you will start from the back for the next race. Who's our pole position? It is not Ben Wiley, because he hasn't completed enough laps, unfortunately. Mike Crick will start from the pole. He got stuck in the wall, if you remember. And he'll start from pole, in theory. Lee Childs alongside him, then Brian Snooks, Vince Mangian. And Brian Snooks clearly thrilled with the fact that he's going to be starting from the second row for the next race. In a Jaguar as well, which would be... If he can keep it clean, it'll be somewhat difficult to pass. Cicluna and Arisaka just sharing a moment there. I think that's about as much as can be said. Paddy Donnelly won a State of Origin race, and he won a... What other race? No, he didn't win a Supercars one, did he? No. There's one more, but I can't figure out which one it is. Maybe it's 86s? I'm sure Jack will tell me. Pretty firmly. Anyway. Well done to him. And we'll be back. Don't go anywhere, because there's another race coming up in just a few moments from now. In fact, I'll stay with you here as we get set up for race 6 of the championship. We'll see what happens with the championship standings at the moment. If you haven't seen them, then Daniel Cicluna going into this round was on 329 points, Jack Callister on 320, and Cicluna will extend that lead. Will he? Hang on, 311, 329. It is 15 points the difference, so... Yeah, right, so it's actually... It's pretty close, actually. 3 points the gap between Cicluna and Donnelly, as they finish this race, this first race of the night. Riley Smith, who's not here, Fando, who's not here, and then Harry Keel in 6th place going into this round, and he'll jump up a couple of positions as well. We'll watch Mike Crick here as he leads from pole position with, as I said, Lee Childs alongside him. So behind them in the championship standings, Jack Meredith, Bashir Arisaka, Nick Mello, Sam Sagase and Max Spivey, Deep Marath, Chris Munro, Cohen Turner, Will Lambeth. Top 15 are dominated by Nissans and Holdens, with Harry Keel and Chris Munro the exceptions in a Jaguar and a BMW respectively. And then Lee Childs isn't particularly happy at the moment. He's saying in Discord, the bright yellow Mazda boys go past without taking me out. Which it is bright yellow, you can see it there. The camel livery. It's not particularly difficult to spot. But yeah, clearly frustrated, and the benefit is he'll start from first position for this one. So, our next race is at Adelaide International, which will be a pretty good mixed track, I think. There's a long main straight, which takes up half the track, but then you have this big, like 3 or 4 sweeping high downforce corners, little flip flop, and then over into the Super Bowl oval. Surfers Paradise, high speed, but also a lot of high speed corners. That first corner is a pretty ballsy one, and I think our drivers are going to enjoy that a lot. It's not one that a lot will be particularly familiar with. And then Calder, followed by Lakeside and Oran Park, and then of course Mount Panorama. So those last two, Lakeside and Oran Park in particular, will, I imagine, tip the scales back away from the high-powered cars. So don't take the championship standings as
Oh, really?
gospel. Oh, is there a problem? A minute 15 out, please not be a problem. I want it stress-free to the end of the evening, please.
Yeah, there is Josh and Mello, I think, are in together. Okay, we're going to do what we did at Adelaide, everyone. And so, when the lights go out, do nothing. I'm going to come through the middle of you all, and we're going to have a rolling start. Okay?
Oh, it's happened again. So I don't know why this keeps happening, but from the last 2 times we've run a reverse grid through this system,
Okay, there's a lot of people talking to me. I can't hear you all.
we...
I don't know how to sort you all at one at a time. I'm not sure what the order is. I'm pretty sure Josh finished behind Mello, but I'm not sure exactly where he is. Can you remember where you are, Josh?
I've got Josh Hill 14th, Ronald Williams 15th, Nick Mello 16th.
Everyone hear that? Cool.
Nash Murdock for 13th. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get a rolling
you're
start.
the only one who's allowed to move, so you move to where you're supposed to be. Oh, yeah, that's probably smarter. Yeah, just... Yep, alright. Yep, good idea. Cheers.
So away and, well, not quite racing yet for race 6 of the championship. This happened in Adelaide, if you remember as well, with 2 cars spawning inside one another. And I'm not sure why it's done this again. Have to be investigated.
Mike? Okay.
But we're away now. As...
Alright, speeding up the safety car, speeding out. Everyone follow in your order. Grid order, that is. Wiley, you jump in behind them. You're last at the back.
Just should be Mike Crick ahead of Lee Childs, please.
Yeah, Mike Crick, you should be leading.
So whoever's on the inside in your row should have priority. Oh, yeah, they're the higher position. Right. Hopefully we're all sorted.
Safety car.
Oh, I was going to say, hopefully there won't be a crash either, but looks like there has been at Lee Childs.
Safety car lights out. Is it okay? No, we'll go on lap. One more lap, everyone.
So one more lap. And Lee is able to regain his position because the race hasn't, well,
Yeah.
because we haven't started the race as such.
Yeah, Lee, you come back in a second.
So one more lap, and hopefully we just hold our breath and hope that everyone makes it through all right. Sam Sargason is dropping down the field very quickly. I can't even catch him. Why is that?
Murdock, can you please slip in behind John Elliott?
Okay, I think we're all right now. Such drama, such problematic drama. 18 laps we're going to get here. And it's probably a good idea, actually, to run the race weekend feature instead of these reverse grid things. I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Mark, don't drop too far behind.
But Mike Crick is your race leader. He starts from the pole position. We will have a rolling start for this one at the end of this lap.
Yeah, okay, safety car lights out. Crick, you have control of the field at 80 kilometers an hour. There's to be no more weaving or erratic movements, and you cannot overtake before the finish line. Mike, I'll tell you when you're allowed to go.
There it is. Building up for the start of ATCC. Nick Gregg leads a VRL race in the safety car. If you want to go by Seto Courses records. But Mike Crick is the actual leader. Start from pole. And Lee Childs is waiting there. Toyota, Mazda, Jaguar, Toyota, Nissan, Holden, Toyota, BMW, Volvo, Toyota, BMW, Ford, Holden, Nissan, Holden. Back to 20th position. So, good mix of cars in that first few, and then the parade of Nissans, and then another good mix.
Green flags, you may go when you want.
Out come the greens, and we're racing. So, Mike Crick goes straight away. He's got confidence in that Toyota. Ryan Snooks is going for second place. And the Jaguar will make it up the inside, down to the first corner. Everyone else going to make it through okay. We'll just wait and see on this one before passing judgment. Donnelly already looking up the inside of Cicluna, but manages to hold on. Battles going on in the mid-pack here with Coyote, Norman, Trenery, Kingy, Fergs. Molnar's dropping a few positions. And look at this big angry train of cars coming up into turn number 6. See if everyone makes it through here okay. Oh, massive moment up and over the curve for Nick Mello in the VK. And there's a car out wide. That's Coyote in the DR30. struggling to get back on. Does eventually. I can see a golf liveried car in the middle of a sandwich with John Elliott and Molnar as well. And now they sandwich Norman. Ronald Williams switches over to the outside line, back to the racing line. But Norman's got enough pace to hold it there. He's over 10th position. Some tight battles already. Ryan Snooks leads the race. He's managed to slide past on the straight there. And McKeague is around ahead. Oh, there's a massive amount of contact. There's cars absolutely everywhere.
Safety car deployed.
In that, and safety car's out again. So the cars were absolutely everywhere because McKee was across in the middle of the pack and caused a sizable pile-up. Back to safety car, which continues to extend this night beyond its bedtime. Up to 9 o'clock now. And we're 4 laps into this race. Coming on to the 5th one here.
If you were side by side, then the first one that took the place gets it.
Oh, that's a good ruling, Nick. I hadn't thought of that. Watching Ryan Snooks in the Jaguar. We'll go on board with him as he leads a VRL race. So everyone should have gotten it all back together. There's a lot of accordioning in the that accordion effect in the middle of the field. They're all bunching up. Hopefully they sort themselves out. Over the road like Brown's cows. We're watching Lee Childs in the Mazda. Chris Bradley behind, that is Mark Trenery, Vince Mangian, Phil Fergs, Ronald Williams, who's gone up a fair few places. Let's actually see how many places people have gone up. Ronald Williams, the best of the... Oh, except Paddy Donnelly's gone up 8. So Donnelly up 8, Williams up 7, Mello up 6, Sargason 6 as well. So we should hopefully be getting set for a restart.
Safety car will be in this lap. Safety car will be in this lap.
There you have it, safety car in this lap, so just about ready to get going once more. There's a car well out of line there, that's Harry Keel. And Jack Callister as well, so I think it may be just trying to find a bit of space for themselves, make sure that they don't run into the car ahead. Sometimes gets a little crazy on these safety car queues, just building up to the restart.
Safety car lights out, safety car lights out. The leader now has control of the field at 80 kilometers an hour. No more moving or erratic movements. Weaving, I meant. No overtaking.
You can't move.
The finish line. I will tell you, Ryan, when you're about to go.
So Once the safety car gets back towards the pit lane, see it go past there. Hopefully we can get a bit more racing in. Lap 6 of 20. Thanks for sticking with us. Going late on this one. Ryan Snooks from Mike Crick, Lee Childs, Chris Bradley, Mark Trenery. If you're just tuning in and wondering why those are the top 5, it's a reverse grid and we've run a grand total of 1 racing lap. But in that, Ronald Williams has jumped up 8 places. And a couple have jumped up 7 or 6, 5. Ryan Snooks
Green flags, you may go when you want.
goes straight away. Veto Jaguar. Powers him towards the line. And he's already pulling a gap on Mike Crick and Lee Childs. The less powerful cars. It's what's important here. Ronald Williams making absolutely absolute use of his time. Phil Fergs was on his outside and Nick Mello and Mulder are just behind as well. There's big trainer cars as Crick and Childs run side by side for second place. And Chris Bradley's right there. The Skyline's going to get them both. Up in the slipstream. If he can get alongside, it's going to be 3 wide down into turn 6. Bradley thinks better of it, but Trenery goes for a big move and makes it stick. Up into 4th. Could have 3rd if he gets past Crick here. Can't quite. Ronald Williams is going to try and stick his way past. Actually, Trenery's all the way up there, isn't he? So he's up into 3rd. Don't know what I was looking at. And off the road is Ronald Williams. He goes across the grass.
You're restart, yeah, that was fine.
Nick Mello gets going. Up into 6th. Now looking for 5th. And he's got it at the moment. They're 2 by 2. Most of the way down the field. Mello's going to slip past Bradley. Arisaka. Oh, Williams. Williams round in the background. That Mustang's going to have to try and get back onto the track. There's a bit of carnage going on with Jack Callister, the champion, reigning champion. And he's turned into Lambeth, and around goes McKeague once more at that same location. Kayardi's there as well. But the race continues on. Mello's gotten past Crick and is now aiming for Mark Trenery, who's about 2 seconds in front. Chris Bradley being forced to defend from Arisaka. He's got Crick in his sights as well. Cars leaping over those curves makes me always a bit nervous. And Paddy Donnelly's in there. Goodness me, 7th place. He's going to muscle his way inside of Arisaka if he can get the power down to that VRL Commodore. Harry Keel is right behind him as well. And it could be very much the same sort of faces at the top. We are almost halfway through this race, lap 9 of 20. Donnelly moves ahead of Crick now, up into 5th for him, with Keel running out wide and running out even wider with Cicluna. They both managed to get on track in a decent manner, and a little bit of a punt there. Mike Crick is the one that loses out after all of that. Here's Arisaka and Murdock. Battle of the Weaves, this one. And now Bradley is having to deal with Arasaka pulling up alongside two R31s. And braking later is Arasaka. Down through the first corner. A little bit of a slide on for Bradley. Didn't help matters for him. And he's going to be losing another position to Nash Murdock now. A little bit of a touch and Bradley's gone around. And that was contact with Sargason there. Sargason has lost out big time. And look, he's getting passed by Fergs and Williams and Hill. And another one, Isaac Norman. Look at this, 3 wide. Isaac Norman is fully on the grass, 4 wheels out there. The Ford Mustang is sliding all the way around. He manages to pick it up. And a slight tap with Norman, who's going to go straight on into the wall at turn 6. Look at this enormous pack of cars as Paddy Donnelly is up into 3rd now, makes his way past Lee Childs. Mello is 3.2 seconds behind Ryan Snooks. Oh, big accident because Chris Bradley has been turned around in the middle of the run towards the last chicane. Molnar is down there as well. But there wasn't a massive pile-up caused. Keel gets past Trannery a little further ahead. And Cicluna as well. Keep one eye on what's going on there because it says championship implications. What goes on up here with Cicluna and Donnelly. Donnelly may well take the lead of this championship. Out of this race, we've got a brilliant championship fight on. We haven't had a really close fight like this in a while, I don't feel. Cicluna is now looking around the outside of Lee Childs. It's just not very powerful, that RX-7. It's Group C car as such. Donnelly and Mello are swapping positions through the last corner. Ryan Snooks is just ahead, 0.6 of a second. And you'd imagine that these two will take the lead. It is the restart happened a while ago, but I still haven't taken the graphic off. There we are, amateur hour. Ryan Snooks is the Jaguar that leads. Harry Keel is the Jaguar that trails in 4th place. And he's on for some very good championship points as well. Probably not as well as he would have liked, considering he was the fastest in practice. And he needs to take advantage of rounds like these because they come few and far between, these ones where absolute power determines it. Ryan Snooks is passed by Paddy Donnelly coming up the straight, and now Nick Mello will have to try and negotiate that car. It always happens, there's the one car, the leading car, manages to pull away. And it takes a while for everyone to catch up, and then the leaders eventually get there. Mello looking up the inside. Oh, I'm not sure if he had quite enough on him there, but Ryan Snooks is out and into the grass. And he tries to get going again, gets ahead. He's just ahead of Nash Murdock. A little bit of a bump. These two generally teammates in V8 supercars. But the V12 will get away. Now Mello and Keel battling it out. Keel's going to have an inside line for this first part of the corner, but that's it in the complex. Oh, it's all he needs. There you go. Unless Mello can dive it back up the inside at turn 5. Or turn 4. This is turn 5, the little kink, with Cicluna just there as well. And it looks like Mello's going to be the big loser out of that one. Keel and Cicluna run past, and Cicluna's looking up the inside of Keel. He'd be mad to make a move there, but just wants to stay as close as possible. Potentially a move on down into here. No, not quite, but Keel didn't get a great exit. He was up onto the curb, and Cicluna could have a chance. It always looks like they're side by side. at least a pair of these, and then swapping positions all the time. Kills Clunamello. Second, third and fourth. Paddy Donnelly's extended his margin out front to 3.2 seconds and could be on for back-to-back wins here. The only one to do it so far in this season if he can. Especially as these guys battle over second position. Mello dropping off ever so slightly. He's still there, especially if these two get into a bit of a tangle. Slipstream. Not quite enough. Both have big slides over the bumps there. It's very bumpy through turn 6, which just adds to the difficulty of that corner. Running out wide, Cicluna, I think he lost the car a little bit as well, and Keel had to be aware of that and move his car over to the left. But he gets up into second, and Mello's right there as well. 2.5 seconds back to the next car, Arisaka, who's doing quite well for himself in this round. Here's the state of play at the moment. There goes Arisaka, his lead child, who's the best of the, I guess, the front, the ones that start in the front few rows of the grid. Well, that Ford was all out of shape, and even more so the Holden behind it. Ronald Williams and Jack Callister arguing over 11th place. With 10th in sight, a top 10 finish. Fergs and then Snooks just ahead as well. Seeing the Jaguar in the foreground. Here comes Isaac Norman. He looked to the inside. Oh, big moment for Ryan Snooks, and the Ford Mustang as well of Ronald Williams is going to come back onto the track. Mark Shredder, he does a great job to avoid that one. Off in the background there is Josh Hill as well, so a fair bit of action going on down at this particular corner. Ryan Snooks is trying to get back onto the track, but he's ended up making contact with McKeague. And not a great round for that Toyota. He's been involved in a fair bit. He rejoins 18th and 19th. Callister and Fergs on side by side. Fergs, he's having a pretty good race in 9th. That BMW. And a very good looking livery. These two both have new liveries on. Bumping and grinding with one another. And out onto the back straight now. And Norman is there as well. In fact, he's passing Phil Fergs. Pretty simply as well. I'm keeping an eye on the front as well because there's only 0.3 of a second between Keel and Cicluna. As they come down the main straight, we'll just stay on board with Cicluna here in the Nissan. So over second place, he goes for a big dive down at the first corner. Is he going to get it pulled up in time? He is just about at the absolute limit. That car was, and Keel has to slip in behind for now. There's still 4 laps remaining. Harry Keel, one of those top running cars. that one of those top running cars that's something other than a Nissan or Holden. As I mentioned before, it's the highest ranking of those cars in the Jaguar. And the highest ranking in this race at the moment. Lee Childs still holding his own very much so in 6th place. That's Chris Bradley off the road on the right-hand side. And he has to be cautious coming back on with Osaka there as well. Now, look at this. Keel up the inside, turn 5. He's got that little kink at 5 to his advantage. And also to his advantage, the sheer power. Now through turn 6. And you can see the cornering ability of the Jaguar isn't as strong. And Scicluna's going to get up the inside. So this battle continues. Dinging and donging. Can't believe I said that. There's been no Jaguar custom liveries yet, but I don't think there needs to be. It's a beautiful British racing green. Leaping up and over the curbs, Daniel Scicluna there. The track limits aren't particularly strict. Big Jackie, go Paddy, you bloody legend. Well, thank you for being in the chat, first of all. Where's everyone been in the chat? Yes, Paddy Donnelly won the first race, and he's on track to win back-to-back and take the lead of the championship from Scicluna, who currently sits in 2nd. Harry Keel here in 3rd. As they got past, who was that? Coyote, I think. Nissan Skyline, DR30. The older model of the car that Scicluna and many others are driving at the moment. It's actually one of the only cars that's completely full. You can't get any more. Only 8 allowed of each car. And most of them show up each night. Here's Isaac Norman, one of the Skylines, who's off at the last corner. Manages to rejoin just ahead of John Elliott. We'll go to the front now because Paddy Donnelly is sliding through the last few corners. Back to back, VL power, that's right. Jack Meredith is spewing that he's not here tonight. Paddy Donnelly is going to come through the last corner. He's going to take the victory. Now, I'll tell you what, it's extremely close between Keel and Scicluna. Oh, Scicluna just got the exit he needed to hold on to 2nd position by the skin of his teeth. Paddy Donnelly is going to win his 2nd race on the trot after being in a drought for well over a year. And now Scicluna and Keel come across the line, 2nd and 3rd. Is that the same top 3 as last race? I can't remember if it was... Yeah, Scicluna and Keel as well. So, same top 3. Sargason finishes 6th instead of 4th. And Nick Mello finishes 4th. And it's Arasaka. I'll tell you what, Jack Callister's in a close race again, and he barely missed out against Lee Childs. So twice in a row, Jack Callister has been gaining on the line and just missed out. He sits 9th. Josh Hill here chasing down Key. He's not going to get there in time, unfortunately, for him. So your closest finishing margin was once again Jack Callister, Lee Childs, 1/10 of a second, and Childs did pretty well for himself there. Started from the front row and
that is
managed to
race
hold
two
it
complete, and the round is complete.
the best he
Well
could.
done, everyone. I know we had a lot of issues coming back, which is unfortunate, but we got there in the end, and it was pretty good. Good job, everyone.
There you are. So Paddy Donnelly will take the lead of the championship. He will take the lead by... How much do you get for 8 points, the difference? So he'll take the lead by 5 points. There you go. Cicluna,
Hopefully, I'll
Keel,
see you
Mello,
all in 1
Arisaka,
week's time
Sargason,
for our
Murdock,
race at
Childs,
Adelaide International
Callister,
Raceway.
Fergs, Williams, Lambeth, Norman, Elliott, Trenery, Crick, McKeegie, Hill, Snooks, and Wiley. That is the 20. And then behind there's Jonas Mulder, Vince Mangian, Chris Bradley, and Brian Coyote.
Have a good night, everyone. Stewards will
Coyote
open. You
didn't
can put your
finish the
entries
race.
in tomorrow morning. Inquiries, I meant.
And that's the end of this round. So, good to have you here. Appreciate you sticking around through all the crap that went on in the middle of that. We had a few problems kicking off, but got there in the end. And so running a little bit late. Sorry about that. Next round is in a week's time at Adelaide International Raceway. That's a track that a lot of people wouldn't be very familiar with again, because it's quite an old track and hasn't been around in a while. It still exists. It's a bit like Calder, actually. It's also got an oval track. Maybe we should try one of those oval tracks from time to time. 2.410 kilometres, as many Australian racetracks are. About 1.5 miles long. But yeah, expect a very even lineup. It'll be a track for the all-round cars because of that big main straight, but also the sort of twiddly bits in the second half of the lap. Anyway, thanks very much for watching tonight, sticking with us. We will catch you for that race at Adelaide in a week's time. Till then, bye.